Oh, that's not going well. Still not right. Maybe it's just not zoomed in. Oh, I know what happened. It's because of my fucking... Yeah, it's because of the webcam. Fell slightly. No, that's worse. That's also not right. Oh, it's not zoomed in. Of course it's not. Don't know why it's not, but it ain't. Whew. Everyone is. Alright, I think it's fine. I think it's fine now. Fingers crossed. So, that being said, my phone, for some reason, the stream is lagging. Right. So how is everyone in chat? How are we all? How are we all? It's lovely to see. Yeah, it's just my phone where it was lagging. Don't worry about it. You like to bring up lore, but it's specifically stated in lore Sonic and Shadow are equals. Yeah, and they contradict those statements like every fucking game. It's actually quite impressive just how often they contradict that. Oh, that's a Q&A. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to do a poll. There we go. I will put the poll up. How are the humans in chat doing? Are you feeling any better? I mean, I've stopped sneezing blood, so that's... I think I'm starting to feel better. Yeah, I've had the flu for, like, the last few days. It's not been fun at all. I'm not better, but I'm okay. The fuck, I didn't know you were sick. Yeah, I made several community posts about it. In games they contradict it, but it's Sonic's franchise. And that is a cope argument if I've ever seen it. Today I learned that the main character is always the most powerful character. Which is a very much cope argument. Yeah, I was sneezing blood. It's because my nose was running so much that eventually it just caused my nose to bleed. Because I was blowing my nose so much. Oh, it's better than blowing someone's dick, I suppose. Bro, I want this music playing at my funeral. It's so nice. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Just because it's a cope argument doesn't mean it's any less true. Well, yeah, because it's false. That's why it's a cope argument, you twit. Like, it's literally not true. Like, I don't know what to tell you. The whole main character argument is very false. And there's quite a lot of franchises where that's the case. Ironically enough, Mario and Sonic are one of them. From there you've got verses like, trying to think of some, The Incredibles. It's like there are more powerful characters than The Incredibles. Trying to think of other ones, Marvel, DC. It's like the main characters aren't always the strongest. Yeah, Minty Fetch, how you doing? I'm just chilling. Why is Sonic Unleashed your favourite Sonic game? Because it's just the best, I don't really know what to say. It's just a fantastic game all round. Right, with that being said, I am ready to get started if you guys are. I'm just sort of hanging on a few more minutes. Oh, and for those of you who have just arrived, I think Sonic one-shots Shadow with the current scaling, and I don't think it's very close. Also, my camera's gone out of focus, I need to just sort that out. And even the top 30 in his own verse, lol. Shadow would be able to do the exact same thing on the Starfall Islands. Number one, that's speculation. Number two, it's false. I mean, Starfall Sonic one-shots. Especially if he's, like, going all out with the cyber corruption. Like, I don't really know what to tell you. Like, it is what it is. I agree with that. I was thinking base to base. No, I'm thinking like I'm thinking the characters if you have like all their amps. If you gave him the same amps. Okay, well that's fallacious because you would have to give Sonic Shadow's amps. Again, your entire argument is speculation, which means you have no argument. It really is just that simple. I could say that gravity doesn't exist, you know, it's just speculation on my behalf, doesn't make me right. If you had to speedrun a Sonic game for the rest of time non-stop, Sonic Superstars or 3D Blast? Superstars. What the? I've just noticed this custom map. Chat, let me just minimize... Chat, look at this shit. I just noticed this in the background. This is cool. Man, the Sonic fandom really do create some pretty cool stuff. Kiwi, if you want to go in VC, you can. I don't know if you're still in the server, though. It's up to you. But yeah, that being said, I am ready to get going if you guys are. Yeah, this mod literally looks like Savannah Citadel, but just in Minecraft. Type 1 in chat if we should get started right now. Also, as always, we have a little visit from our fishy friend. Right, let's get going. Let's just get... For some reason, I think I skipped a little bit ahead to get like shadow scaling for one of my videos. But I haven't listened to like his actual points, I just skipped and got some shadow scaling. I have not seen the video, do not worry. With that being said, I first need to get rid of this damn music. Chat, should we have Ungravitify as the background music for this stream? What do you guys think? Usually I play Sky's theme, should I have Ungravitify? I think that would be cool, wouldn't it? What do you guys think? Wait, what? Holy shit, Axiom with the 5 gifted members, thank you. That's awesome. For some reason I didn't get the noise notification, that's weird. Yeah, fuck it, let's... Oh shit. As far as background music goes, this is quite cool. Right, should we get going?
At the time of this recording, Sonic 3 is due to come out today, and with it we have the cinematic introduction to Shadow the Hedgehog, the rival to Sonic. So I just knew that I had to get some type of video out today. So why not have a video analyzing the rivalry between these two iconic characters? First, you have Sonic the Hedgehog, a character known by many names, the Blue Blur, the fastest thing alive, and so on and so forth. And then you have Shadow the Hedgehog, the perfect organism. Both of these guys are incredible characters, but even more than that, they are somehow even better rivals. Dare I say these two hedgehogs do it better than anyone. Like off rep, the only comparable rivals in fiction that I can think of are like Goku and Vegeta. It's a dynamic relationship so great that at the time of this recording, once again, Sonic 3 is being solely marketed on these two characters alone, where a lot of the hype is drawing from who will win. I figured that since this is the case, I might as well analyze this matchup from the source material. This video will be most...
Sorry, I'm just keeping up with chat. What's your favourite Sonic story? Unleashed. I don't know how to whistle. I didn't know how to do it either. It took a long time. Will you make an Iron Man versus Captain America video? Probably not, because I feel like it is very one-sided, and I feel like everyone knows it. Supersonic casually beats present time Solaris. Yep, I agree with that. I mean, it's the ultimate life form. Yeah.
Mostly inverse, and it will be a comparison between the two hedgehogs to see who would come out on top more times than not, as both parties have starred in the two most recent and biggest Sonic games, being Sonic Frontiers and Sonic X Shadow Generations respectively. Both have gotten new forms and abilities, so I think this matchup is a lot more interesting than it's been in a long time. So
it's funny that Tails is more relevant than Silver, I know, right? It's insane. Silver is just a chump.
Feel free to join us today as we will analyze Inverse, the numerous feats of strength, the wide varieties of ability and skills.
This is a long video, holy shit. I hope he does a good job.
Between the two parties to see who would win the fight more times than not. But before that, I would like to implore you guys to subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 50,000 subscribers and we're extremely close now. To put our growth...
Frontiers has so much aura. Good, it has fuck all else going for it. It put all its eggs in one basket, I'm glad. What's up, Rift? Hey, how you doing, buddy? I think you were playing Sonic Colors. How is that game? I really like Sonic Colors. I think it's one of the better Sonic games, if I'm honest. I think it gets too much hate. We need a Silver year? Nah, fuck Silver. We need a Metal Sonic year. I'd prefer a Metal Sonic year over a Silver year. Don't hate, appreciate. Ooh, D-Fire, hello. Quick question, would you make more videos analysing different Sonic game stories? Also thoughts on Prior 695? I don't watch him. I might analyse a few stories. Maybe Unleashed, because I really like Unleashed.
Into perspective, this time last year we had around 9,000 subscribers.
I am technically willing. I'm very. Oh, I'll tell you what I do want to do. I want to do a movie Sonic versus movie Shadow and why that's not close. That could be fun. You do a poll that's predetermined. I mean, it's only predetermined if you know literally nothing about this franchise. If you really think about it. Like, dude, you are trying so hard.
Grown almost like, give me a second, I'm not a big math guy, at least 2 times over. But seriously, I'm really humble and I'm thankful for you guys every single day. But hey, if you're new here, don't be a stranger. We post tons of content throughout the week, numerous shorts, and a long video like this every Friday. So we cover tons of verses and intellectual properties, so odds are
Project 06 is the only thing that Silver needs. Silver doesn't need to return.
I've covered an IP or plan to that you're at least a little bit interested in, so why not? It's for free after all. So with that shameless eBaying out of the way, and I do mean shameless.
If he returns for Frontiers 2, then cool. If he doesn't, I could not care less.
Subscribe. Let's get into the topic that you guys clicked the video for. The first thing to really get out of the way is that in base, Sonic and Shadow are pretty consistently shown to be relative with each other in one shape or form. It's a sentiment confirmed in various guides and official sources, with even the most recent Sonic game confirming that the two are relative.
Which is bullshit, by the way. Like, this is one of the least favorite things I hate about Sonic scalers, where they're like, oh, Sonic and Shadow are consistently stated to be relative, because in almost every single game, they contradict that statement. Like, if you really think about it. In almost, and I mean it, almost every single one. Even going back to Adventure 2, when Shadow debuted, it's like, even then they weren't equals. Like, it's one of my least favorite things in the Sonic scaling community. Like, even if we just speedrun the examples, in Adventure 2, Shadow is consistently above Sonic until the end game, and Shadow theorizes that Sonic could be the ultimate life form instead of him. Then looking at Heroes, Shadow sits on the sidelines and lets Sonic take care of Metal Overlord, implying that he's superior. Holy shit, it's a hard known life. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, you're a legend. Thank you so much. And then in Shadow the Hedgehog, it's the other way around. It's like Shadow is the strongest character there. Then in Sonic 06, even though other super forms are present, Shadow is like, yeah, it's literally impossible to win if we don't have Sonic. It's like, yeah, Super Tails, Super Knuckles, Burning Blaze, nope. We need Super Sonic or we ain't winning. Then Sonic and the Black Knight. Sonic, with fuck all experience with a sword, beats Lancelot, who is basically just Shadow. Like, okay, Sonic is better than Shadow in Black Knight. Then in Colors, it's implied that Shadow is above Sonic. Then in Generations, it's the other way around. Sonic is above Shadow. Then in Forces, Sonic is above literally fucking everyone. And then in Frontiers, Sonic is above literally fucking everyone. So it's like, it's one of the worst statements that they keep sprouting in the series. Because it's literally wrong in every single game. Sonic is usually massively above Shadow, but there are a couple of instances where Shadow is above Sonic. There is almost no examples in the series where they are equal.
Problem, however, is that a lot of these statements stem from the early 2010s era, with even the most recent in-game statement stemming from Shadow Generations, which is more than likely an era in the game that's been power crept at this point. Like, unironically, Shadow the Hedgehog has no scaling in Frontiers, except for Sonic having a single one line where he wishes—
Yeah, thank you for the gifted memberships, though. It really means a lot. Give Sonic Cyber Sonic and Comp Shadow is fucked. I know, right? I just hope we don't get a Frontiers 2 game, or if we don't, it's not like Frontiers right now. I agree. I mean, Frontiers 2 could be cool, as long as it's just different, that's all.
Is that Shadow was there to help him up, implying relativity between the two. But it's nothing really shown, and by extension, it's not really objective. Despite this being the case, however, we can make a solid case for relativity during the Frontiers era. You just gotta look a little deeper in order to do it. Firstly, we have an instance from the 6th issue from the most recent IDW Sonic run, which is 100% canon to the games at this point in time.
I saw one question in there. Is IDW canon? It is canon. It does take place right after Forces.
They take place after Forces, but before
See, the thing that's funny as well is people act like Sonic Prime is fodder, even though Sonic Prime is literally canon to... I think it takes place after the Advance games, doesn't it? Something like that? It's either after Forces or it's after the Advance games. No idea. Oh yeah, we hit 30,000 subscribers. Yeah, thank you very much. Do you agree the Titan fights are boring without the music? I think the music and the cinematics do carry those fights, I've got to be honest.
Frontiers, and Sonic even references a comic book character from the run, so that's pretty neat, I guess. But anyways, in this comic book run, Sonic and Shadow get into a philosophical argument of all things, which eventually leads to a fight. Both overall get their hits in, and they're shown to be relative for the most part, though neither party was presumably going all out, with even Sonic implying that he could take down Shadow at the later end of the verbal exchange. But this could be attributed to Sonic's cocky demeanor, and even at that, he doesn't imply that it would be easy or anything, so that's probably more relativity between the two parties. While I was researching for this video, I was able to find a post from the official Sonic the Hedgehog YouTube channel. It's
Rank all the characters in Sonic in terms of riding. Dude, there's like 100 plus characters. I'm not doing it in a live stream. I couldn't even tell you all of the characters off the top of my head. Stop asking.
Of an inverse ARG like data log from Eggman's, database pretty much.
Who here agrees they need to stop canonizing everything just because it's Sonic? I don't know. I mean, I think the Sonic canon is kind of broken anyways because of 06. Like, I feel like they can't break it anymore. They can't really break the canon anymore if they tried, so yeah, just make everything canon, fuck it.
It's post-officially, and it should be applicable in the canon discussion. Robotnik does a pretty good job of giving Shadow some nice scaling chains.
That's mean. Fucking piss off then, I don't... You're asking me to literally rank 200 plus characters off the top of my head, like, I could not do that. If you think that's mean, get the fuck out. This place isn't for you. You haven't matured enough to be here. Like, what? You can't break the broken? I know, right? Rank the Time Eater in terms of writing. There are blank pieces of paper with better writing.
But he confirms that Shadow is just as strong and just as fast as current Sonic.
He's so fast he can actually keep pace with Sonic. He's just as strong, too.
So using these two supplementary pieces of material, Sonic's opinion of Shadow during the events of Frontiers has more relevance than it would just on its own. So seeing how both parties are essentially relative, there's no point in talking about metrics such as attack potency or speed, because wherever you scale one, that's where the other one would scale as well. So
absolutely not. Like, again, this entire argument is broken so many times in the game. Like, almost every single game they break this. The most notorious example is Forces, where it's like literally everyone is screwed until Sonic comes back and then they win in 3 days. Like, I don't know what to tell you. It's like, how is Sonic not the most powerful character outside of Infinite and the Death Egg robot? You know, it's like, when Sonic is kidnapped and presumed dead, the world literally ends. And then when Sonic comes back, everyone's saved in 3 days. It's like, how is Sonic not the most important character in the Resistance? Like, I don't really know what to tell you. Like,
for this part, I'd say that Sonic and Shadow both...
Everyone got nerfed in Forces. I mean, that's just headcanon as far as I'm aware. It is what it is. Forces with a terrible story that did not Forces with a terrible story that did not know what to do with Shadow. I mean, they knew what to do with Sonic. They made him overpowered. It is what it is.
Get a point in terms of inverse. So in order to find a concrete answer to who would win, I think it's time that we dive into both parties' basic abilities.
Unironically, they made the Rookie more powerful than Shadow. Let that sink in. They also made Classic Sonic more powerful than Shadow. Let that sink in.
And hacks, as well as the skill and, capability.
It's stupid, and it breaks quite a lot of things within the series, but it's technically canon.
Sonic isn't a character known for his hacks and skill, but he does.
You have to remember Shadow wasn't even available because Infinite subdued him for that entire time. No, that's a lie. He was available throughout the entire game. Because Shadow broke out of cyberspace before Infinite presumably killed Sonic. So no, Shadow was available the entire time. He was just off gathering intel for the 3 months.
Does have some stuff that is worth talking about. So before we move on to the party who's going to make this section a lot longer than it needs to be, I'm going to just go over the blue blur. Sonic has incredible stamina, as in the IDW run. He showed the ability to run
Aeon Arachnid, what the fuck are you on about? You're literally just talking bullshit right now. What are you on about?
non-stop for several days on end, while already being physically tired on top of that. So he can move at top speeds for days at a time if forced to. He's also very skilled.
Also, in Sonic 06, Sonic is blatantly above Shadow. I just remembered. Not only because of the Solaris thing, but also Sonic flat out beats Silver in their fight. He only loses because he gets caught off guard, but it's like when Shadow fights Silver, they stalemate. Pretty interesting. Do you know what loser loses? I could not give a flying fuck, to be honest. Kind of hard to have Shadow win with Frontier's scaling. Well, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. It's like if you factor Frontiers into the mix, it's like Shadow's fucked. It is what it is.
Combatant. I mean, at worst, Sonic is very consistently shown to be quite agile, being able to make flips and literally style against his opponents. Going back to his physical prowess for a second, he's shown in Sonic Prime to move his hands at a similar pace to his legs, so we can assert that he can.
So yeah, he can probably give Amy a good time.
Throw a punch at relative speed to his max travel speed. Sonic's physical skill is also very underrated, as he's constantly being hyped up by his pals for achieving feats. This is mostly because Sonic's growth is astronomical.
What makes SA2 better than the gameplay? Level design, story, the sound balancing. Quite a lot. I don't think Adventure 2 is a very good game. I was tempted to rank every single Sonic game in a tier list, but it's not worth it, because the Adventure 2 fans will be pissed when I put the game in, like, D tier. Tis what it is.
Than the series, with him seemingly passively getting much stronger for no reason at all. He's just like that, apparently. This is shown in the games, as in Generations alone, he's able to beat enemies in his base form that had previously required all 7 Chaos Emeralds to defeat. Omega, a character who literally reads power levels in verse, starts to malfunction and doubt his own readings on the Blue Hedgehog due to how much better he just becomes. My favorite instance of this is during Sonic Forces, where he goes from getting low def and juggled by Infinite to getting tortured for 6 months after the fact by Dr. Robotnik, and then when he escapes, he's able to seemingly fight Infinite and even press him, with the latter acknowledging Sonic's growth and power, calling it impossible, of Sonic then claiming he gets stronger every second. Blood just performs massively.
Oh, whoops. People will die on the hill that SA2 is the holy grail of Sonic. Yeah, it is what it is. I think it's one of the worst mainline Sonic games. It's not the absolute worst, obviously, but I'd say it's less than average. Because I only enjoy, like, 6 out of the 30 plus levels, so. Hey! It's an Uglife. Thank you for the, 5 gifted memberships. It really means a lot. Thank you so much. Archie issue. It depends on what Sonic and Shadow you're talking about. If it's Shadow removes his inhibitor rings, he would one-shot Sonic. Thank you for making that argument, because that reminds me. The inhibitor rings is one of the worst points people make, because it's literally a no-limits fallacy. The inhibitor rings have no feats within the games. That's my favourite argument people make. Like, oh, the inhibitor rings, he one-shots. It's like, based on what evidence? The inhibitor rings are quite literally featless in the games. I don't know what to tell you. It is what it is. Just saying, when you're debunking other people, you kind of sound mean and hostile. Okay, well, don't watch my fucking videos then. Problem solved. Get the fuck out. This place isn't for you. I don't know what to tell you, man. It's like the other, like, 80 people here. Fuck me, that's a lot of people. It's like everyone else enjoys... Like, everyone else gets the message, you don't. This isn't the place for you. Unsubscribe, move on. That's all you gotta do. Life's too short for this bullshit. Oh, man.
Better for no reason.
Lose is where both participants hold on to the end of a handkerchief and trip. What the fuck is... That sounds like one of the weirdest things I've ever heard.
He was sitting in a cell for 6 months and then seemingly defeats enemies who could beat him.
Well, again, the inhibitor ring... Well, again, it's like the inhibitor rings are quite literally featless, and also they sacrifice his immortality. Like, that's the thing. It's like if Shadow does... Shadow literally separates his immortality when he takes off the rings. So, ironically, the inhibitor rings would make it worse for Shadow.
Him effortlessly months beforehand. Post forces as well.
What I have learnt is that Rift is more blunt than most people. Yeah, and I'm not very well at the moment. It's like I don't tolerate bullshit. Especially when I'm sick, so... It is what it is. Proof? Proof of what? I think the reason why I'm rude in response videos is because morons still don't understand what I say.
He was relative to Surge, a character who was made to be his equals in fighting capabilities, and they were relative for a time, but eventually he just overwhelmed her as well, implying that Sonic gets massively...
Gerald says if Shadow takes off his inhibitor rings for too long, he'd explode. I know, right? Or morons just have dogshit takes. Yeah, that as well. Hey, Night Lizard, I did. Off topic, what happened to the Supergirl video you did? I deleted it. Like, I don't know. It's like, I kind of just feel like I don't really belong in discussions like that, where people just discuss, like, woke and shit, because it is what it is. Like, I'd rather just talk about the things that I enjoy talking about. But it is what it is. Hey, TMS699, how you doing, buddy? It's good to have you here. You're a lot nicer and controlled when responding to idiots. I literally don't hold back. Yeah, that's fine. You have no obligation to hold back. At the end of the day, it's like, if they haven't earned your respect, don't give them respect. It quite literally is that simple. Gaming Grift, give me some money. I can't, I still owe your mum money.
Stronger in short periods of time.
I still think those statements of Sonic and Shadow being equal have more validity. I mean, they don't, though. Like, literally every game, they contradict it.
And nothing is really required to spurt these growths.
Even in Adventure 2, the game that introduced Shadow, they still contradict it. Big the Cat solos, I mean, obviously, yeah. Motherfucker was just chilling in cyberspace. How are you doing, Rift? I'm doing a lot better than I was. It's good to have you here. It's good to have all of you here. Here's a real battle. Who'd win between Sonic and Shadow in aura farming? Sonic. First point, Frontiers. Second point, Final Horizons. Basically. So it's inconsistency on Sonic Team's part. If anything, it's the opposite. It is consistency, since they do it, like, all the fucking time. Like they do it in, like, almost every game. Like, Adventure 2, Heroes, Shadow the Hedgehog, 06, Chronicles, Black Knight, Colors, Generations, Forces, Frontiers, Shadow Generations. They do it, like, all the time.
As for his skill, now SPO has stated that Sonic has all the basic requirements to becoming a ninja. Ninja skill is...
Where would Shadow scale? You'd probably scale to, like, the complex multiversal. Maybe outerversal, I guess, depending on how high you scale null space. Not null space, white space. It's just that he's powerful, make no mistake. Like, I'm not lowballing Shadow, it's just he's not beating Sonic. Like, it is what it is. Who wins, Super Shadow or Hyper Knuckles? Super Shadow, because the Hyper forms are basically featless. Black Comet Smash, how you doing, buddy? Kiwi, you can let me know what's going on with you, it's up to you. You don't have to wait for me to get better. It is what it is. Sonic and Shadow are relative. They consistently show they're somewhat relative every time we see them together for the most part. It's mostly Sonic media, especially in Shadow gens. Well, again, it's like most games portray Sonic as being more powerful. But likewise, there are a couple of games that portray Shadow as more powerful. Very rare is it that they are equals.
kind of just...
Shadow is strong in cross-verse, weak inverse. That's an interesting way of looking at it, yeah. Your content is fire. Thank you, dude. Very nice positive start to the year, I really like it. Do you usually do open debates with people? Do you talk in live chats? I sometimes do debates. It's just that I have a very low tolerance for bullshit. So if you go into debate, don't waste my time. Because I will just kick you. Like, it is what it is. I unironically had someone tell me that, like... I think the last time I did an open debate was on Spider-Man. Someone tried telling me unironically that Spider-Man doesn't have super speed. I'm like, okay, you're just getting banned from the debate. like, we're literally not doing this, my guy. There's no way you said Spider-Man doesn't have super speed. I'm like, just, no. Yeah, those are probably the biggest hot takes I have in the Sonic series. I think Sonic bullies Shadow, and I think that Super Sonic 2 one-shots Hypersonic. Because Hypersonic is basically featless, so it is what it is.
You know, speaks for itself. He is also very prolific in kung fu and swordsmanship, so to lay it all out, we have a character who has a stupid amount of stamina, who gets stupidly stronger every second apparently. And that's not even talking about all of his different attacks with his quills, like his spin dash, his drop.
Do you think that the Werehog is a nerfed Sonic since he can't one-shot enemies anymore? No, that's literally just gameplay. You can argue that the Werehog is actually stronger than base Sonic, due to him fighting the Egg Dragoon, who was comparable to Generations Sonic. And obviously Generations would be above Unleashed. So you could potentially argue the Werehog's stronger, it's just that he's slower. That's the problem. Wouldn't a current Hypersonic be Supersonic too? Yeah. Except current Hypersonic doesn't exist. The gap in power from Sonic and Shadow isn't as big as you would think. There literally is. Like Starfall Supersonic would one-shot Super Shadow with the Doom powers. Like, it is what it is.
dash, and all of his homing attacks, all of which can injure machines and crafts that would normally hurt Sonic if they tagged them. So Sonic—
Yeah, take care, Danger. Shadow Solo's fiction, oh boy. You're not going to enjoy your stay here, my guy. I don't think Shadow Solo's fiction, he can't even solo his own feckin' verse. But I like your profile picture, at least. It's pretty cool. What's your thoughts on how Movie Sonic getting the Time Stones to beat Movie Shadow? I mean, he already beat him with the Chaos Emeralds. I don't really know if he'd need the Time Stones.
crack. But let's talk about the Ultimate Life Form and see what he's got going on for him. And let's just say that he lives up to the reputation. Off rip, at worst, he stayed to be Sonic's equal in acrobatic skill, with even the Sonic the Hedgehog—
See, that I agree with. If you want to say that Shadow is as agile as Sonic, that I agree with. It's just he's not as fast as Sonic.
Hedgehog Encyclopedia. That's a funny name. But yeah, this guidebook refers to Shadow as very athletic.
Wait, what was that?
Yeah, this guidebook refers to Shadow as very athletic. So yeah, it's safe to say that Shadow is just as capable as Sonic the Hedgehog in terms of combat prowess, which is why I went over—
No. I mean, if you're showing footage of Lancelot, like, Lancelot was stated to be more skilled than Sonic. It's just that Sonic is just Sonic, so he beat him. Like, Sonic is so good at fighting that he can just beat characters who have more experience than him.
Sonic first, so I didn't have to go into the applications of that.
Who's stronger, Super Sonic or Dark Spine? Super Sonic. I think Super Sonic just got, like, significantly more powerful as the games went on.
As for his stamina, it's verbatim infinite.
I really hate the fact that this guy says stamina. It's stamina. It is what it is. Sonic has this thing Shadow doesn't have, it's called plot armor. Oh yeah, the guy who died twice has plot armor. Fantastic argument. Sonic doesn't have plot armor, you know.
Though it's kind of weird because he can overly exert himself in certain situations, so I think his stamina—
How long do you think it is before we get Super Sonic God? I really hope they don't copy Dragon Ball. I mean, Super Sonic 2 was a one-time thing, so I really hope that they don't copy Dragon Ball. He died. Yeah, he died twice and is still alive. Okay, that doesn't equate to plot armor. Like, that doesn't mean plot armor, my guy. Especially if he's been revived in a logical way.
is infinite to a certain point.
If they want to bring a form back, then Super Sonic, it has to be Hyper. No, fuck Hyper Sonic. He's the most irrelevant, overrated piece of shit ever. I sound like Harmon Smith when I talk about Hyper Sonic, but I just think he's the most overrated piece of shit.
Moving on to some of Shadow's—
I'd honestly prefer it if Super Sonic 2 returned. Like, I don't want him to be I don't want him to replace Super Sonic, but honestly, if he returned for like a cameo, or like a skin, perhaps, I'd prefer that to Hyper Sonic.
exclusive abilities now. He's a lot more proficient in chaos control than Sonic, allowing him to warp the reality of the universe itself in order to do things like teleport, stop time for an indefinite period of time. And for a more offensive option, he's able to utilize his energy to create space-time distortions to, you know—
Reverse Flash died and comes back. He's not even a main character. I know, right?
his enemies
Hiss is above Hypersonic. Fuck Godzilla, man. He's a puppet victim.
and such. Like Sonic, Shadow does get incredibly strong throughout the games, but unlike Sonic, Shadow—
Bringing up Hypersonic feels like a trump card, like a way to end all arguments. Well, the only argument it can't win is the fact that Supersonic 2 one-shots Hypersonic. Darkspine would be cool to return. Darkspine's never going to return. Excalibur's never going to return. The Werehog probably isn't. But it would be cool if they did. Sonic's also a puffer victim. Okay, you're moving the goalposts. That's not what I said. I said that Godzilla is a puffer victim. Why are you moving the goalposts, my guy?
Actually has to train and test himself in order.
What do you think about Frontiers 2? Could be good, as long as it's nothing like Frontiers 1. Basically. There's very little that I actually enjoyed about Frontiers 1.
To become a stronger hedgehog. Training isn't really anything new for Shadow. Even on the arc, it's implied that he trained to some extent. But for some more specific things, the expert mode of the Shadow the Hedgehog video game, which is basically just the main campaign but super duper harder, is a form of Shadow training post the game's events in order to become stronger. Like Sonic, he can defeat enemies in base who previously required some sort of super form in order to, vanquish. And in Sonic Forces, he can casually one-shot clones of himself.
Hey, Bankai's in chat, hello. Can we all agree that Comic Book Flash can kick the shit out of both Sonic and Shadow? Oh, that's gonna be a storm in a teacup.
Conjured by Infinite, at the start of the 6 months before the, main events of the campaign, really. With these clones presumably being comparable to Shadow in that time frame. So Shadow's out here one-shotting, versions of himself from a couple months prior to his, training. But overall, I think in the basic skills department, they would once again be relative. But Shadow would have an advantage in terms of basic hacks due to his utilization of Chaos Control. So just like that, we've covered base Sonic and base Shadow for the most part. And before I tell you guys who I think would win currently, I want to talk about each character's peak in power, just so the conclusion will be a little bit more meaty.
Comparing anything comic to almost any form of media is cheating. I mean, not necessarily.
As earlier alluded to in the video, both Sonic and Shadow have gotten new forms in recent years, with both of these states representing their peak in power as of now. Firstly, we've got Shadow from the X Generations DLC where...
Do you think the Doomwing Shadow is stronger than the base Force Sonic? Probably. Frontiers Sonic, it's a bit of a question mark, but I think every other version of Sonic, Doomwing Shadow is above.
He has his Black Doom powers as well as one Chaos Emerald to make him even stronger. And in the other corner we have Sonic...
Rish, you got a Rish. I fucked up my own name. Good job, me. Rish, you got a Discord server. I sure do, buddy. It's down in the description.
From the end of the Frontiers DLC, where he gains...
So you're trying to debunk Yuji Naka's statements? Which statements were that again?
a new form known as Cyber Supersonic, which he uses to defeat the end. Sonic's inverse scaling while in this state is a lot clearer than Shadow stuff, which is more broad in comparison.
Sega needs to explain why the speed stat for Sonic is 7 and for Shadow it's an 8. Yeah, that's weird. I mean, they both should be 10, let's be honest, but... that they're equals? Well, yeah, they're literally not equals. They contradict it all the fucking time.
I'm gonna go over the hard part first, and yeah, let's just get into it. How powerful is Black Doom Shadow? Black Doom Shadow at worst should be comparable to probably even stronger than modern Supersonic at the end of Generations. This is because, according to the description of the game,
New boss battle that will test your skills and reflexes, use and save the world. In this new standalone campaign, Shadow's nemesis Black Doom has re-emerged and threatens to take over the world once again. Shadow must journey into his past, confront his painful memories, and unlock new dark powers to save the world.
Shadow is fighting a threat against the entire world. Seeing as how the Time Eater is an active presence in the plot of this game, this would seem...
Yuji Naka stated that. Well, he doesn't know his own verse, then. Like, I don't... Like, they contradict it all the time. Even in recent games, they contradict it.
To imply that Black Doom poses a greater threat than the Time Eater. But I'm afraid it's not as simple as Black Doom is stronger than the Time Eater, because he actually aims to fuse with Shadow in order to become the perfect organism, meaning that this hypothetical perfect being is what is posed to be a greater threat than the Time Eater. This is still pretty good for Shadow scaling as
Sonic versus Doom. If we're talking Black Doom, then Sonic.
Shadow is far...
If you're talking Doctor Doom, I don't know.
above Devil Doom by the end of the game, going as far as to defeat an Amp Devil Doom while utilizing a single Chaos Emerald on top of his state. Keep in mind, a base Black Doom Shadow was able to defeat Devil Doom and is stated to just be stronger than him. So even without the Chaos Emerald, Shadow is above a being who, when fused with himself, would be able to defeat the Time Eater. Seeing as how most of this fused being's power would probably be Shadow's, this should make him comparable to Supersonic, who during this time period needed help in order to defeat the Time Eater, who would be negged by a fusion of Shadow and Black Doom. Black Doom once again being weaker than Shadow. Hope you guys are starting to see the scaling.
Is Shadow's equal still not Emerald, who Sonic bested? I mean, both Sonic and Shadow get stronger as the series goes on, so I feel like they would have both surpassed Emerald by this point, because Emerald was a long time ago. Very long time ago.
Keep in mind, Devil Doom was passively getting stronger throughout the game, and on top of that, Shadow defeated an amped version of the character, which in all intents and purposes would mean that by the end of the game, Shadow can easily bust out and defeat a being who could restrain a 2010 Super Hedgehog character in terms of power, for a prolonged period of time as well.
Fairly certain it's also stated that Black Doom fought stronger versions of Shadow in the future, as well. Personally, if you want to make it a more fair fight, take the Chaos Emeralds away from Sonic. Shadow's Doom powers are a part of him, whilst the Chaos Emeralds are not a part of Sonic. That's literally not true. The Doom powers are part of Black Doom. Since when Black Doom is defeated, Shadow loses the Doom powers. I don't really know how that works. Please keep posting. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Who's stronger, Goku or Sonic? Fuck my life. I mean, I prefer Sonic. I don't really know shit about Goku.
So we got Shadow defeating a being who could press Supersonic. This would make him stronger than characters such as Infinite, and you guys know how much I like to vouch for him. This is because unlike the Dreamcast era, the Boost era composed of the more recent games hasn't really been power crept to the extent as, you know, the Dreamcast era. Like, we don't have a base Frontier Sonic four-shotting the Time Eater by himself. So Black Doom Shadow with his...
I mean, then again, like, this guy does like the statement for Infinite, saying that he's above, like, every machine that Eggman has ever created. So based on that logic, Infinite would be above the Time Eater, meaning that Infinite could potentially be above Doomwing Shadow, by his own logic. I don't know how I feel about that. Riff, what's your favourite dinosaur? Call me a basic bitch, but it's the T-Rex. He's so iconic. Like, bro, can I get a shout out? No. No, what are you on about? Can Goku beat Goku? Now that is the real question.
Chaos Emerald Amp being at worst relative or above Generations era.
You know what reminds me, if you don't mind me making a disagreement? Yeah, absolutely, dude, go for it.
Supersonic will go a long way for a scaling chain. This is consistent as Sega themselves has stated that X Generation Shadow is the strongest he's ever been, which would...
Right, what was it? Oh, that's the scaling that people really hate. The amount of people that hate this is hilarious. I love it. The amount of people that got really annoyed at me for using this as scaling. I mean, he used it. Yeah, this was the one piece of scaling that I got from this video, because I remember someone pointing it out. Goku is strong, can he beat Goku? I know, right? If Sonic and Shadow had the same forms, who would win? Again, probably Sonic. I mean, he's beaten alternate versions of Shadow, who are, like, more skilled than him. I feel like Sonic could probably still get the job done. If Shadow's the strongest here, did he get weaker in forces? Yeah, because he lost the Doom powers. So yeah, of course he got weaker.
the strongest he's ever been, which would include anything from before and after the...
You should be reacting to Sonic vs. Shadow from Groovy 7. He states Shadow is stronger than Sonic by using Sonic Battle's stat sheet. Oh, God almighty. There is a section in the Discord server where you can send me crap videos to react to. If you join the Discord server, feel free to post it, and maybe we'll react to it on a stream someday.
events of generations. So yeah, that's his inverse. Now for some of his abilities, and there isn't really that much, so yeah. Firstly, you got his Doom Blast, which can help him reach high places that you can't just by jumping, and he's got his Doom Spears, which can help him shoot multiple targets up to 5 at once. He can also utilize a Surfborg-esque thing to help him, you know, traverse bodies of water, and he's got wings, so yeah, he can fly too. But with this out of the way, let's move on to Cyber Supersonic. Sonic's scaling in comparison is a lot more simple and straightforward. Already, Supersonic in the events of Frontiers was able to
Ah yes, game mechanics. I know, right?
Match of the Titans.
That's basically what Jeremiah and Ty Record, that's what they did with Mario vs. Sonic. It was very puzzling. I'm super confused about Shadow Gens. There's a level from Frontiers. Does that mean that Shadow is actually from the future? No, what that means is that Shadow Generations is a dogshit game and just relies on fan service. That's all that's all there is to it. Even though the game is specifically about the past, they use stages from the future, and they use a stage from Frontiers that Shadow wasn't even in. Because the game is literally just fan service the game. Bro, do you think Zappy is a cool content creator? No. Not really. He's basically just loud is funny. That's basically his... So you're rage baiting? Prove me wrong.
I have a random questions. Would Frontier Supersonic 1 be able to beat a hypothetical Shadow that has all of his Doom powers?
Super Radicals, thank you for the $7. Holy shit, that's amazing. I have a random question. Would Frontier's Supersonic 1 be able to beat a hypothetical Forces Super Shadow that has all of his Doom powers? That is very hard to answer, because obviously the Forces versions of the super characters have no feats. I would... Fuck, that's a hard one. Again, though, it's Frontier's Supersonic, so I'd possibly say he high diffs that. I don't think he'd one-shot. I think Frontier's Supersonic would do well. I think he would high diff Super Shadow in that fight. Yeah, I just saw a Katana fans video on Dispatch. Cool. But thank you for the donation, though. That's awesome. That's a really interesting topic. Just wondered if you've seen SK's recent video. Oh, the 3-hour Superman one. Yeah, I watched that. What's better, Shadow Gens or Sonic Gens? Sonic Gens. Fucking love Sonic Gens.
Who are stated to be as powerful as any of the endgame bosses in the previous...
Bro, that fucking... What the hell was that comment? Anime edits, can you... I'm gonna have to ban you, my guy. I know that you probably just deleted that message thinking that I couldn't see it, but I can see it, my guy, and you're a weirdo. I'm gonna have to ban you, I'm afraid.
Who more powerful, Venom, Marvel Comics, or Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic?
Sorry, Mange 5046, thank you for the $5. Who is more powerful, Venom or Shadow? I don't know much about Venom in the comics, I'll be honest. Could not tell you. I'm starting to love Unleashed more and more as time passes. Yeah, it's the best Sonic game. Unleashed is goated. Right, let's rewind slightly.
The dispatch of the Titans, who are stated to be as powerful as any of the endgame bosses in the previous games. And
yeah, the Titans are really fucking strong. Sonic the Hedgehog 1 versus Sonic 06, what do you think is the worst game? Oh god, that's a hard one. I don't know, actually. It's a tricky one. Which game's better, Unleashed or Generations? I prefer Unleashed. Although I do really like Generations. Like, they're both in, like, my top 5 favourite Sonic games.
then later in the same game, Super Sonic went.
Up until now in Sonic games, Super Sonic would only appear against the last boss. Imagine if the first boss in Sonic Frontiers is as strong as those bosses.
To be able to damage the end at all. So Cyber Sonic being able to defeat this guy would mean that Cyber Super Sonic is far above Super Sonic. This is consistent as the end is a character who can look into Sonic's heads and read his memories, and he states that in comparison to anyone he's ever faced before, his power may as well be infinite in comparison, meaning that Cyber Sonic by defeating this guy would be far, far stronger than pretty much anything we've seen in the series. But with
including Hypersonic. Just thought I'd mention that. Yeah, Beriak, it's been good having you here, buddy. You take care and have a good rest of your evening. And stay warm. It's fucking freezing. It's minus 2 degrees Celsius over here. It's fucking freezing, I'll have you know. Also, I'm just gonna go for a piss, actually. I am very fucking desperate for a piss. It'll be 2 seconds. Oh, that is the wrong one. It's been a while since I've streamed. Bear with me. Nailed it. Doubles. Right, what have I missed? Rift, it's almost 50 in the States. Cool. Who wins, Frontier Supersonic or Super Neo Metal Sonic? Probably Frontiers, because Frontiers are just insanely strong. Hang on. There we go. Nailed it. I'm here. What have I missed?
this make him strong enough to defeat Black Doom Shadow.
I mean, it is what it is. I don't know if anyone's gonna... I'm curious to see what the votes are. 87% say Sonic, 13% say Shadow. I mean, it is what it is. It's like Super Sonic 2, I feel like, would bully Doomwing Shadow. I feel like he'd bully Super Shadow. Like, it is what it is.
I'm gonna put it simply, yes, he's way stronger than them. As well.
Wait, what? Hang on. I feel like I've missed something. Hang on.
Forward. Already, Super Sonic in the events of Frontiers was able to dispatch the Titans, who were stated to be as powerful as any of the endgame bosses in the previous games. And then later in the same game, Super Sonic wouldn't be able to damage the end at all. So Cyber Sonic being able to defeat this guy would...
Is Shadow more powerful than the amazing light speed? No. Current Shadow slams Doomwing unless you disagree with tons of inverse scaling. I mean, current Shadow gets bullied by Sonic, so I don't think it really matters.
mean that Cyber Supersonic is far above Supersonic. This is consistent as the end is a character who can look into Sonic's heads and read his memories, and he states that in comparison to anyone he's ever faced before, his power may as well be infinite in comparison, meaning that Cyber Sonic...
Do you think Super Knuckles could beat the Titans like Sonic or better? Probably not, because... And I'll explain why, hold on. The reason why I don't think he would is because, number one, Forces implied that Sonic is just above Knuckles. And also, the Titan specifically they're referring to was Wyvern. And there is a one-off line from Sonic, I think it's in a conversation with Sage, where he implies that Wyvern is stronger than Gigantor because Wyvern is faster. So no, I feel like Knuckles would do better against Gigantor, possibly. But I feel like Wyvern specifically, no. Sonic would do better. Maybe.
Sonic, by defeating this guy, would be far, far stronger than pretty much anything we've seen in the series. But would this make him strong enough to defeat Black Doom Shadow? I'm gonna put it simply, yes. He's way stronger than them.
Jay Money, how you doing, buddy? Rift, who won in Adventure 2, Sonic or Shadow? Because anytime I say Sonic won, people say the hero story isn't canon. Yeah, I'd probably say, yeah, Sonic did win. Because what happens in the Dark story? Eggman just fires the Eclipse Cannon, right? But it's like he does that anyways. Because Sonic has the fake... Sonic and Shadow are fighting over the fake emerald. Eggman slips away and powers the cannon with the real emerald. I mean, the hero story can be canon. Black Comet Smash. Just because current Shadow has no feats doesn't mean he shouldn't be relative to Sonic. Well, again, they're not. Like, your entire argument is speculation. And it's also false as well, because in Generations, Shadow lost to Sonic. Same with Silver. And also in Forces, which was technically the last time we saw them together, Sonic was narratively implied to be the most powerful member of the Resistance. So it's like... And Sonic has just got more impressive power-ups recently.
As well, both of these characters are above 2010 Super Hedgehog tiers in power. It's pretty clear that Cyber Sonic is on a different level, as you have Black Doom Shadow with his single Chaos Emerald being able to casually...
Who wins, Shadow or Knuckles? Shadow. Knuckles just doesn't really have much. He's kind of like Tails, where he just kind of lost, like, everything. Screen time, power, super forms. The last time Knuckles used a super form was in Heroes, and that doesn't really count as a super form. Shadow didn't use his Doom powers or the inhibitor rings in that fight. Okay, and Sonic wasn't trying. Like, Sonic doesn't try when he fights. I don't really know what you're implying with that. Year of Knuckles. Fucking big man Knucks. I mean, Knuckles got his own TV show. So technically the year of Knuckles may have already come and gone.
Dispose of Devil Doom after holding, you know, a Super Hedgehog-esque character. Super Sonic and Frontiers couldn't even injure the end at all. And then Cyber Sonic just was like, yeah, I'm gonna just beat this guy up. So in terms of peak to peak, I would have Sonic. I think Shadow's only chance is, you know, to put off his inhibitor rings on top of the amp state that he was in during the end of X Generations. But even then, seeing as how Shadow was just getting used to his powers, he would probably overexert himself. And that's a best case scenario. That's
actually a good point as well. Like, he wasn't used to the Doom powers at this point, and the inhibitor rings are literally just a no limits fallacy. So, I don't know. Forgot about the TV show, I know, right? Sonic tells us he's not used to holding back in Frontiers. When the hell does he say that? He usually just isn't casually stomping someone. I call bullshit with that, I'll be honest.
me assuming that, you know, taking off his inhibitor rings would make him comparable to Cyber Sonic to begin with. Like, you know, the end said that everyone that they fought was garbage, dookie. That would include the Time Eater. And while I think that Shadow at the end of X Generation should probably be stronger, it would be by an unquantifiable extent. Whereas, you know, the end is like, I'm infinite, you know? And then Cyber Sonic puts him on a t-shirt. So in terms of peak to peak, I
Puts him on a t-shirt. I love it.
got Sonic. But what about base stats? And
See, the thing that's funny about this, I can end this entire debate with one question, chat. Chat. I'm gonna end this debate with one question. Do you think that Super Shadow can beat Hypersonic? Specifically, do you think a Frontiers Super Shadow can beat a Frontiers Hypersonic? Specifically. I'm gonna end this entire debate with one question. Because Supersonic 2 literally is a Frontiers Hypersonic. And that was technically Sonic when he was holding back. Because obviously you have Cyber Supersonic, who is Supersonic 2 going all out. So, yeah, case closed. We've just ended. Super Shadow could beat Hypersonic. If we're talking about Frontiers versions of both, no. He can beat classic Hypersonic, but no. There is no Frontiers Super Shadow though. Yeah, and that's precisely my point. My point is that even if you wank Shadow, he still loses. That's my point.
honestly, I got Sonic, not gonna lie. His scaling chain in current day.
Yeah, coming. Unos momentos. I have a drink waiting for me. I am back. We meet again! Blue Eagle is glazing Shadow. I mean, Hypersonic would lose to Frontier's Supersonic. Yeah, classic Hypersonic would lose to Frontier's Supersonic. That goes without saying.
Is just
What drink did you get? I got... Hang on, you can't really see it. I got a cup of tea.
a lot more solidified than Shadow's is, and though Shadow does have a good case for being at that level, Sonic just has defeats to back it up. Sonic also just gets far stronger, far faster. He seems to be like a Saiyan almost, where he just gets stronger as he fights, where Shadow needs to train and, you know, exert himself to reach these same levels of power, which isn't really something that's an option on the table when just, you know, boxing. And there's also the fact that while Shadow is stated to have infinite stamina, it's just not as good as Sonic's.
Typical. What the fuck's that supposed to mean?
As we do know that Shadow can overexert himself while utilizing, you know, his top speed and all. Sonic, on the other hand, just can run at his best speed for days at a time. But what about chaos control, you might say? And well, Sonic is implied to be able to utilize this attack as well. Not as good, mind you, but, you know, Sonic is aware of its capabilities, and he's faced characters who can use chaos control. So, you know, I think he can work his way around it. And plus, due to the shenanigans and, you know, Sonic Generations, you can make a good...
Never played Sonic and Knuckles. How much stronger is Hyper than Super? Imagine one Super Emerald being... Hang on. Imagine all 7 Chaos Emeralds being one Hyper Emerald. Or one Super Emerald, sorry. Basically. So, Hypersonic is technically a 49 times amp. So technically he's 49 times stronger than Supersonic. Technically. Doesn't Knuckles have Frontiers scaling? I mean, not really. He doesn't really do much in Frontiers. Like, he doesn't beat any of the Titans. The only thing he really does is, like, help Sage with the shield at the end of the game. But that was mostly Sage doing all the work. So, I don't think Knuckles has Frontiers scaling, I'll be honest.
Case that a lot of these time-stopping...
Who would win, Doomwing Shadow or Super Classic Sonic? I think Doomwing Shadow beats him, yes. Sonic wins, I agree. Were individual Super Emeralds stated to be equal to all the Chaos Emeralds? I think it's because the Chaos Emeralds and the Master Emerald are equal, and the Super Emeralds are basically just Chaos Emeralds that are amped by the Master Emerald. I think. It's been a hell of a long time since I've played that game.
Abilities wouldn't really do anything to Sonic as...
Yeah, Super Emeralds are literally just amped Chaos Emeralds, basically.
Sonic has shown the ability to move in spaces that have no time verbatim. So when you look at it that way, both parties are comparable in AP and speed. But Sonic's advantages and Shadow's disadvantages really determine who wins this fight, as Sonic has better stamina and gets stronger way quicker, way easier. And yes, I'm aware of the argument that Shadow has his inhibitor rings, which he can take off at any given point in time. But we know in an in-character and encounter, Shadow won't really give himself any amps if he's fighting base Sonic. As he puts...
How do you amp an infinite power item? Because infinity is really nothing in the grand scheme of fiction. Like, infinity could just be universal. That's the thing. See, that's the thing. A lot of non-power scalers, they'll look at infinity as if it's, like, outerversal. But it's like, infinity really isn't that impressive in the grand scheme of fiction. Because fiction is just massive, right? Yeah, River, you're right. One Super Emerald is equal to all 7 Chaos Emeralds. Yeah, that's how it works. Do you think Shadow could go Hyper? No. All evidence backs up the fact that Hyper characters are never returning.
In that game, he'll beat him equally or he won't beat him at all. So I don't really see Shadow even taking off the rings to begin with. But even if he chose to do so, it's a temporary boost to his stats, and he could overexert himself once again if he used it for too long. Not exactly a good ability if you're fighting someone like Sonic, who can just keep going and going. So while...
It's actually a good point when you think about it. Sonic is probably the perfect counter to the inhibitor rings. Because, I mean... Sonic is just naturally getting amped over time. And he doesn't need to nerf himself in order to get amped. And he also has more impressive stamina. when you put it like that, I don't think the inhibitor rings would actually make any difference. Yeah. Because, I mean, even if we said that, like, the inhibitor rings made Shadow, like, 10 times as strong, I still don't think that would put him on Supersonic 2's level. Not really. I mean, if you take, the end statements as literal, then Supersonic 2 could be, like, an infinitely more above, Supersonic. I don't know. This guy said Mario vs. Sonic is more of a fight than Goku vs. Sonic. Oh, I'd love to know more about the Mario-verse. I'd love to know more about the Dragon Ball-verse, because then I'd actually be able to, like, get involved with these discussions. I'm tempted to do Mario vs. Sonic. I know I said I wouldn't, but, like, Goji Chronic did it, and I feel like I could do it better. Very competitive. Nah, no disrespect to Goji Chronic. He's a great person and he makes good content. It's just that when it comes to Sonic, I do it better. Nah, maybe I will. I don't know.
Shadow is stated multiple times to be the ultimate life form. I think that we all know that title actually belongs to Sonic the Hedgehog, a sentiment that Shadow has expressed himself, as the winner of today's matchup would be Sonic the Hedgehog. Minion!
Yeah, I agree. Like, this video was really good, to be honest. Like, he did his homework. Again, like, my biggest criticism with Sonic power scaling videos, I wish they referenced the more obscure games. I wish that they referenced Secret Rings. I wish that they referenced, like, the Rush games. I wish that they referenced, like, Black Knight. Even Mania, you know, with the Phantom Ruby. Like, I just wish that, like, people who did Sonic scaling would reference, like, more shit, you know? Like, it's always Solaris, it's always the Time Eater, it's always Infinite. It's always the end with Frontiers. You never, like, people never reference the more obscure games. Except me, obviously, but, you know, we'll gloss over that. Who wins, Sonic or Sackboy? Bruh, Sackboy is just... Sackboy is... Like, I'll never forgive Sony for letting Sackboy die on PC.
I have returned. Oh, Mr. President, it's you. That's
Wait, what? What the fuck was that? Question of the day, who do you guys want to see win the election? Make sure to drop your thoughts in the comments down below. Kamala Harris, Donald Trump, or Nick? Don't look at me, you guys voted for him. Also, can we just appreciate this? Like, the American population, and I imagine that this poll is comprised of people outside of America, obviously. I find it funny that people would vote for someone with a criminal record over a woman. Don't look at me. The evidence is right in front of you. People would literally vote for a man with a criminal record over a woman. Don't look at me. I only work here. I don't make the rules, I just work here. Who wins, Puffer or Big the Cat? Now that is a matchup for the ages.
Mr. President.
I can imagine, like... I can imagine that Puffer, like... Big the Cat, like, catches Puffer on his line, and it just starts the fight like a fucking Pokemon battle. And just...
It's you. That's Mr. King President to you. What are you doing here? Don't
Trump is just a generational politician. See, Trump's just funny. That's the thing. Like, Trump is just funny. Like, he's got, like, he's, like, undefeated in debates, and he never says a fact. Ever. Like, you have, like, people like Biden being... You have people like Biden being like, so we need to fix the economy. The economy is dead, and I should really not be here right now. I should really be in a graveyard. God, I could fall apart at any second. And then you just have Trump going like, you're gay, you're all gay. I can't do impressions of them. But it's like, man, like, how did Trump get re-elected? It's just... Man. The world is funny. Sackboy should be president, I know, right?
Country to destroy or something?
You don't think the president has Christmas vacation?
Yeah, but wouldn't you want to spend it in your house?
This entire country is my house.
Hello,
I am
Rift.
the king.
Hello, Bunko.
Yeah, to answer a question from earlier, the reason, honestly, is not because Kamala was a woman. It's honestly because she was an incompetent idiot and a hypocrite.
And Trump isn't?
Did I say he was?
Well, no, but you said that they didn't vote for Kamala because of those reasons, but that is literally Trump.
I don't know, freaking...
Puffo for president.
Honestly, well, you wanted a fucking answer why nobody voted for Kamala, so there you go.
Well, no, I just find it funny that people say that, though. Like, people would... like, they'd rather vote for, like, a man with a criminal record rather than a woman. It's just...
Over an incompetent idiot. I'm so sick of fucking people saying that, oh, she only lost because she's a woman. No. She's a fucking hypocrite and an idiot.
Well, no, I say it because it's fun. Well, no, hold on. Hang on. I only say it because it's funny, but obviously there's more to it than that.
Yeah, there is. And it's something I don't want to get into. So
also,
please.
Can I just say from the bottom of my heart to everyone in chat, fuck you for getting rid of Ungravitify in the recent poll. This song is legendary. You all got rid of Ungravitify. There was like 55. There was like 60% of you that got rid of that song. It's so good.
What was Ungravitify again?
The one from Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. The one that you're currently listening to in the stream.
No, I'm not. The stream is paused.
No, you fucking muppet. Right, I'll show you. I'll show you. Hang on. Look, there! There it is! Right there! Right as I'm sitting down! What is that?
It's kind of weird, because you said you weren't the biggest fan of Zero Gravity.
I haven't played the game in years. I've not played any of the Riders games in years, but Ungravitify is so good. Also, I am shocked that more people voted for Eggman than Sonic Boom. Not because I think Eggman's better than Sonic Boom, but it's just such an iconic song.
Is that the one where it's
I'm the Eggman. Is what I do. I'm the Eggman. I got the master plan. I got the Eggman.
Also, you know how they played like freaking Live and Learn in Sonic 3?
They should have played Eggman. Imagine if the scene where the two Eggman are dancing, they should have danced to that song.
Yeah, it feels like such a wasted opportunity that they never did that.
I've never heard of Ungravitify until now. It's goated. Such a good song. Also, could we just take a look at this? Like, you guys, I'm actually quite proud of you for this poll. I'm very sad that Breakthrough It All lost, but I mean, something had to lose.
Yeah, kind of salty that freaking I'm Here freaking stayed.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I fully expected I'm Here to lose, purely because there's another version of it. Like, that's like a reason that most people use. But like, they're like, oh yeah, let's get rid of this song because there's another version of it. It's like, yeah, I'm Here Revisited is like the fan favorite, but like, I'm just using your guys' reasoning, you know? Also, I made a video comparing the Steam Deck and the Switch too, and it's doing surprisingly well so far.
Who can look into
Yeah, I
Sonic's
actually
head
saw
and
that
read
while I
his
was
memories,
when I was at work.
and he states that in comparison to anyone he's ever faced before.
Also, also chat. We need to. It's that time of year again. Since we hit 30,000 subscribers, shall we rank every single Sonic song on a tier list again?
Oh God, my head can't take another one. There is such thing as too much of a bad thing. Yeah, but fuck it, we should totally do it. Depending on what day you do it, I'll do my best to join you on that stream.
Ungravity is going in double S tier. I fucking love it.
I'll have to re-listen to it to decide that for myself. Because I haven't heard that song in years.
The one thing I don't really like about it is the one thing I don't really like about it is the lyrics. Because the lyrics are a bit weird. But the actual, like, song is goated.
Like the beat of the song?
Yeah, the beat of the song's goated.
Yeah. I wonder if there's like a lyricless version of it.
Oh, sorry, Puffer had to just go and yeet and delete someone from the chat.
Oh god, what is it, a troll?
I think so. Well, Puffer did his thing. I mean, there was a person in the stream earlier that said I like kids. I'm like, mate, you gotta go. fucking banned him immediately.
Why the fuck would you say that during a fucking live stream? What is wrong with you?
Yeah, he sent the message and then deleted it, failing to. Was it the anime edits guy? I think so. Yeah, it could have been someone else. I don't know. But it's like it comes up on multi-chat. Like look at this chat. Chat, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Yeah, see, his message didn't come up in chat, but it's right there. The Gaming Rift is a pathetic Sonic shill who spelt should wrong, you fucking idiot, should be haunted by ghosts. It's like, that doesn't show up on my chat, but it shows up on my stream bot. And like, that message came up, it's like, I'm like, what?
Yeah, wouldn't I like... So yeah, would that message like get you demonetized?
No. It doesn't show up in my chat, but it shows up in my Twitch bot. So I'm just like, yeah, I'll just ban you anyways.
Yeah, I don't know because I don't know how YouTube stuff works. I don't make YouTube videos.
Yeah, it's like I've had people type the N-word in my chat and I haven't got banned. That's not an invitation, by the way. But like,
yeah, don't do that, please.
If you do, then you will get a one-way ticket to Azkaban. How much did I miss? Not much, just the whole stream. Is there a VC we can join for this? Yes, I'm in it right now. It's private. Stay the fuck out, all of you. You're not welcome. King Gamer, where the hell have you been, mate? I thought you died and came back to life. It's good to have you back. But yeah, I'm just chilling right now. It's good to have you guys here, though.
His power may as well be infinite in comparison, meaning that Cyber
Yeah, I
Sonic,
got
by
off work a
defeating
while
this guy,
ago
would
and
be
I joined
far,
as soon as I
far
could.
stronger than pretty much anything we've seen in the series. But would this make him?
I mean, I'm just streaming at the moment. If you want to, like, I don't know how much of it you've seen, but Riff, would you consider doing analog horror characters? I've done a few horror characters. I know that Goji Chronic loves scaling Pennywise. I might do horror characters. The problem is that I'm a massive pussy when it comes to the horror genre, so I don't really Hot take, Mario can absolutely beat Mario and Sonic in a fight. Wait, what? I completely read that wrong, bear with me. Hot take, Mario can absolutely beat me in a fight. Yeah, of course he can, he's Italian.
Oh, Rift. I know what you could do for a 35,000 subscriber special.
Go on.
If you reach 35,000 subscribers, you should play a game called Path of Titans.
Sounds familiar, but I don't know why.
You're from... Yeah.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Path of... I'm thinking of Path of Exile, I think. That's something completely different.
Yeah. Yeah, Path of Titans is like another like indie game. Well, I don't know what it is, but it's freaking. The reason.
Amelia Stroh. We have a lady in the chat, I think. Either that or they're pretending to be a lady. It is what it is. Who wins, in your opinion, between MCU Spider-Man or Luke Skywalker? Depends on the version of Luke Skywalker. Some versions would absolutely one-shot MCU Spider-Man.
We're talking about the expanded universe, definitely Luke. But if we're talking about the sequel series up to that point, honestly, I would probably say MCU Spider-Man because Luke is frustratingly incompetent in the.
Yeah, if we're talking like prequels and OG trilogy, because the prequels are canon to the OG trilogy, I think Luke would probably win because I mean he goes against Vader even when he's relatively inexperienced, and then later on when he has the green lightsaber, he goes against Vader again. Does decently well, even though there was context to that fight. And it's even confirmed in like the novel that he temporarily was able to block Sidious's Force Lightning. Obviously he couldn't do it for very long, because, Sidious is Sidious, but still very impressive. I mean, I don't really know.
To this day, I still think it's so stupid how it's. Yeah, sorry, I don't mean to keep interrupting.
That's alright. Kairos Hedgehog, you go ahead, dude. I was just gonna say, I don't really know what What's-His-Face would do if he gets force choked. Like Tom Holland's Spider-Man, I don't really know what he'd do.
He probably bullshit his way through the fight just like he did with Doctor Strange.
Oh yeah, my bad. yeah, my bad. He has plot armor, I forgot about that.
Yeah, freaking... That kind of that sucks. That means Luke doesn't really have any plot armor. That's bullshit.
Hang on, we've got we've got Master M back in chat, the person who really wants my dick. Let's read his message out together. Hey you better apologize for how you treated me last time. You should apologize or else you shall be haunted. I've got an idea. Why don't you fuck yourself with a cactus?
With no lube.
Such a weird thing to add to it. I don't know how to respond to that. King Gamer, I remember when you used to stream on Twitch and on Xbox. Fucking hell, that were a while ago. That was like 5 years ago. Fucking damn, I feel old. No, it's gonna be 6 years ago this year. Because I started streaming in June 2020. Wow.
Crazy. You've been doing this for like 6 years.
I mean, on YouTube, I've been doing it. On YouTube, I think it's been 3 years this year. Fuck me, I feel old. Yeah, Keen Gamer is an OG. It's just that he was missing in action for ages. Rift, you're sounding like low-tier god with the bans. In fairness, it's not me banning them. It's people in chat. We're just vibing right now. I don't think Sonic and Shadow was ever close. Yeah, like, coming back to the topic of the stream and the video, I do think that, given the rules that was made in the video, like, it's pretty unfair for Shadow. Sonic would completely destroy. But then again, someone in chat did make a pretty interesting comment. He said, who would win between, like, Frontier's... I think it was Frontier's Shadow versus, like... I think it was Frontier's Super Shadow, like a hypothetical one, versus, like, Frontier's Supersonic. Or Supersonic 2, or some shit like that. That's more interesting. It's just...
Yeah, let's completely be honest here. There's no way that Sega's going to have Shadow beat freaking Sonic because...
Well, that's the thing, though, because it's like... From time to time, they do. That's what's interesting. Like, a lot of the time, Sonic is above Shadow, but there's some instances where it's the other way around. Because it's like in Shadow Generations, it's like Shadow lost to Sonic, but it's implied that he was holding back and he just didn't want to fight Sonic. He was like, yeah, I'm not going to use my OP Doom powers. I'll beat him my way. So it's like, Shadow Gens kind of implies that Shadow is above Sonic. Like,
Which is why I always hate...
It's weird.
I hate it when people... Which is why that I hate when people compare Generation Shadow to fucking Frontier Sonic. Like, that's really not fair, because we don't know how strong Shadow is at that point in the series.
It is unfair, but I mean, it kind of is just the only thing you can do, because it's like, Shadow's relatively featless in forces. He doesn't really do anything that notable, and he's not in Frontiers. So it's like, it's shit, but it's the only thing. The one thing where
he did one-shot his clone, which is saying something, because the other the other clones put up a fight. Shadow literally just one-shotted his clone.
Might be a complete hot take, I'm just going to say it anyway. I think Super Shadow versus Sage is a more interesting fight.
Why Super Shadow versus Sage?
I don't know, it's like, because they were kind of like creations by like... They were kind of like creations made by an Eggman. Such a weird matchup, I know, but like, I feel like Shadow and Sage would actually get along.
Well, I think Shadow would tolerate Sage.
I think she'd like Shadow because he's not like Sonic. It's like she doesn't really like Sonic because of his attitude. It's like Shadow's very different.
Yeah, doesn't she? But wait, doesn't she go through a complete 180 near the end of Sonic Frontiers?
Well, yeah, but it's like she'd probably get along with Shadow because it's like he's basically just a
Yeah, this might be a hot take for myself. I don't think freaking Sage should have just become one of the good guys. I think she should have been the antagonist from the beginning, throughout all of Frontiers.
I don't know. I think it just depends. I like her as a redeemed villain.
Like, from my point of view, I just like the idea that Sage was just like this freaking AI and stuff, this evil AI that was hyped up in the trailers. Which is why I really wish that she was built up to be menacing in the trailers, and I wish that they stuck with that.
Can we just appreciate this? Someone in chat, Mario is better than you. Here is my final message. Stop making these awful jokes towards me. Like, seriously, what is a loop? I wish you were a scary haunting night knowing I'm more successful than you. Yeah, you're so successful that you have to be after my dick, like, for all of your life. Yeah, you're so successful, man.
Seriously, he doesn't know what lubricant is?
Say hi to your mum for me. I think she still owes me a tenner. Catching up with chat. Sage, if she piloted Supreme, she could possibly beat Shadow. I don't know. I just think Sage versus Shadow is quite cool. It's like a cool fight because Sage is basically just Silver, but like an android. Because she has like very similar reality warping powers.
Is she an android or is she just a hologram AI?
Yeah, she's a robot, isn't she? She has like computer programming because Eggman like programs her AI.
Yeah, to my knowledge, the Sage we see is just a hologram. She doesn't have a physical body.
I thought she did in Final Horizons. Or is that just me being... I don't
know. I would have to relook at Final Horizons to know for sure. But to my knowledge, we see Sage and she's just a...
Oh, fair enough then.
Yeah.
Bro, you can tell that Keen Gamer's an OG. He remembers my OG name.
What was your OG?
My OG name was Groundbreaker 11. That is an old name. When was the last time you... And Groundbreaker 11, fun fact, you know like those random generated names that you get on Xbox where like you make a new account and it's like a random ass name? Groundbreaker 11 was a random ass name that I got when I made my Minecraft account like 15 plus years ago.
Oh, Christ.
And it just stuck for ages. My email account to this day has Groundbreaker in it, which is kind of crazy. Jesus Christ, sorry, I'm missing quite a lot of messages. When was the last time you played Black Ops on or off stream? I played Black Ops 3 fairly recently. I think I played Shadows of Evil on the Steam Deck. That was pretty fun. We will never hear the end of this guy. Would Shadow and Spider-Man get along? Yeah, of course they fucking would. I think they would anyway.
Personally, I think Shadow would get along better with Batman because I think they have a closer, similar personality.
Yeah, I gotcha. You noticed my suggestion? I don't think I did. I'm really sorry. What was your suggestion again? Yeah, let's just rewatch the video.
Strong enough to defeat Black Doom Shadow? I'm gonna put it simply, yes. He's way stronger than them. As well, both of these characters are above 2010 Super Hedgehog tiers in power. It's pretty clear that Cybersonic is on a different level. As you have Black Doom Shadow,
something I need to go take care of for a bit, so I'll be right back.
Dispose of Devil Doom after holding, a Super Hedgehog-esque character. Supersonic and Frontiers couldn't even injure the end at all. And then Cybersonic just was like, yeah, I'm gonna just beat this guy up. So in terms of peak to peak, I would have Sonic. I think Shadow's only chance is, to put off his inhibitor rings on top of the amp state that he was in during the end of X Generations. But even then, seeing as how Shadow was just getting used to his powers, he would probably overexert himself. And that's a best case scenario. That's me assuming that, taking off his inhibitor rings would make him comparable to Cybersonic to begin with. Like, the end said that everyone that they fought was garbage, dookie. That would include the Time Eater. And while I think that Shadow at the end of X Generation should probably be stronger, it would be by an unquantifiable extent. Whereas, the end is like, I'm infinite, and then Cybersonic puts him on a t-shirt. So in terms of peak to peak, I got Sonic. But what about base stats? And honestly, I got Sonic, not gonna lie. His scaling chain in current day is just a lot more solidified than Shadow's is, and though Shadow does have a good case for being at that level, Sonic just has the feats to back it up. Sonic also just gets far stronger, far faster. He seems to be like a Saiyan almost, where he just gets stronger as he fights. Where Shadow needs to train and, exert himself to reach these same levels of power, which isn't really something that's an option on the table when just, boxing. And there's also the fact that while Shadow is stated to have infinite stamina,
I don't want to read that. He manipulated Shadow's genes so that he never tires, never grows old, and can call upon the power of the Chaos Emeralds.
Just not as good as Sonic's, as we do know that Shadow can overexert himself while utilizing, his top speed and all. Sonic, on the other hand, just can run at his best speed for days.
It's kind of crazy that both characters can't get tired, but Sonic can't get tired better. Fiction, ladies and gentlemen.
At a time. But what about chaos control, you might say? And well, Sonic is implied to be able to utilize this attack as well. Not as good, mind you, but Sonic is aware of its capabilities, and he's faced characters who can use chaos control. So, I think he can work his way around it. And plus, due to the shenanigans and Sonic Generations, you can make a good case that a lot of these time-stopping abilities wouldn't really do.
One thing that I quite like about Shadow, this might be a really weird comment, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Let me just rewind slightly. I really like when Shadow fights. Sonic's after image is blue, but Shadow's is orange. It should be red, because Shadow's red, or it should be black, because Shadow's black. But I like that it's orange, because it's almost as if, like, he's getting the glow from the inhibitor rings, or he's getting the glow from the rocket shoes. Like, if we just rewatch that.
And he's faced characters who can use chaos control. So,
like, even his spin dash is, like, orange.
I think he can work his way around it. And plus, due to the shenanigans and, Sonic Generations, you can make a good case that a lot of these time-stopping abilities...
It's just cool. I like it.
Wouldn't really do anything to Sonic, as Sonic has shown the...
Shin Sonic from Sonic's tapes. Okay, fair enough. I'm not a huge fan of Sonic X or Shin Sonic. I'm not a huge fan of turning, like, shit into horror things. It just kind of seems kind of pointless, if I'm honest.
The ability to move in spaces that...
Kaiju God. Does movie Sonic solo the MCU? No, he does not. I think he would solo a lot of characters. But he's not beating the Watcher, he's not beating Infinity Ultron, he's not beating the Celestials.
He's not beating who?
Kaiju King Godzilla said, does movie Shadow solo the MCU? And I said, I think he would solo a lot of the characters, but I don't think he's beating, like, the top tiers.
He could probably beat Thanos.
Yeah,
I don't know which version of things he's fighting.
I don't think he's beating Supreme Strange or Infinity Ultron. I mean, those fuckers can, like, one-shot galaxies. And they can also, like, destroy entire timelines in their fights. I don't think they're beating... I don't think he's beating them.
Okay, if they're so damn strong, how come they haven't done it? Are they just stupid or something?
No, they do. They do it. Ultron, in his fight against the Watcher, their fight destroys timelines.
Huh.
Because, like, every time they punch, like, the background changes, which implies that they're either traveling through dimensions in their fight, or they're destroying timelines in their fight. I think.
Which really pisses me off because, by the rules established in Marvel, the Infinity Stones cannot work outside of their own universe. So the fact that the Infinity Stones for Infinity Ultron still work completely breaks the fucking universe.
Unless I'm mistaken, I'm fairly certain that's just for the comics.
It's supposed to apply to like the whole Marvel multiverse.
I don't know if it's ever established to be the case for the MCU though. But then again,
they actually established it in Loki.
I just thought that was a reference that the those characters were so powerful. They were like, oh yeah, Infinity Stones, they're just paperweights. I thought that was what they were meaning.
No, it's because the Infinity Stones don't work outside of their own universe.
That makes more sense. I thought that they were like, oh shit, these guys are so strong, like, Infinity Stones are literally paperweights. Like, Jesus. That would upscale the verse quite a lot. Did you see my hot take? No, I keep meaning to read your fucking hot take, and I keep never doing it. Lightning McQueen can beat Sonic in a race if Sonic is in his car from the racing games. Such a random take.
It's a take nonetheless.
That is a piss take. That is what that is.
Have no time verbatim. So when you look at it that way, both parties are comparable in AP and speed. But Sonic's advantages and Shadow's disadvantages really determine...
Oh god, the animations of that game aged so bad.
Yeah, Sonic Adventure 2 aged quite poorly, but Adventure 1 aged worse.
Oh god.
Adventure 1 is just legendary, like how shit its animations are. I think a more interesting Sonic matchup is Sonic X versus Classic Sonic, which is actually one of my most viewed YouTube shorts. It's got like 500,000 views, which is crazy.
I love the freaking Sonic X theme.
Yeah, Sonic X has a good theme. Who do you think is a better kart racer between Mario and Sonic? I'd like to say Mario, because like Sonic's more of a runner, and Mario is like more like, I don't know, it's like, I feel like Sonic, like, I don't know, I just feel like it would be Mario. He's a fucking plumber. He's probably a mechanic as well, I don't know.
This fight, as Sonic has better stamina and gets stronger way quicker, way easier. And yes, I'm aware of the argument that Shadow has his inhibitor rings, which he can take off at any given point in time, but we know in an...
Sackboy is better than both of them. Yeah, that's the only answer. I don't know where Sackboy came from, but he has just invaded this stream.
I think people are just still sad that Sackboy hasn't made his triumphant return yet.
Didn't he return on the PC, but like the Sony made such a crap PC port of Sackboy? Or is that something or am I thinking of something completely different?
I could not tell you.
I swear Sackboy was on PC. I'm just gonna Google that shit.
Yeah, well, it's called Little Big Planet.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh bollocks, I didn't mean to click on that. You know what, Sonic? No, we'll watch that. How strong is Shadow the Hedgehog far beyond Sonic? Oh boy. Sackboy PC. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they released a Sackboy game on PC.
Huh.
And it's surprisingly good, apparently. Chat, shall I get Sackboy and play it? Fucking 50 quid, what? The fuck even is Sackboy? Is it a platformer?
I believe it's a build your own stage thing. It's kind of like Mario Maker.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is like a platforming game. It literally reminds me of like Rayman and Mario combined. That's what it reminds
Oh, you know, I had all the freaking skin, all the DLC in the game is completely free.
You could emulate the game. I could emulate the game, yeah. I don't know how I feel about that. Shadow being far beyond Sonic. I don't know what that's all about. But we can check out
Sonic.
Shadow versus Sonic, the real winner. We'll just skip to the end and see what they say.
Alright.
Oh, hold on, we've got the man-child returns. We have a heckle. Chat, are you ready for this absolute galaxy brain insult? Are you ready? Chat, are you ready? You're gonna love this. Right, let's go full screen for this. The basementing Rift. Amazing. My sog. Rift is a loser. You spelt loser wrong, you Riri. Living in a basement. I'm not living in a basement. I'm living in an apartment complex, but you do you. Living in pain. I mean, yeah, I have to tolerate your dumbass. Oh yeah, la 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 la. Rift is a loser that is basementing right under his domain. How can I basement under a domain? You do realise a basement is under the domain anyway, you twat. How can you be in a basement under a basement? That ain't basementing. Glad to see that your chromosomes are still fucked. You should probably, sort that out.
The next point kind of ties back to the previous one.
His chromosomes have chromosomes.
Why give this clown attention? He doesn't deserve it.
Because his parents didn't give him it, so I may as well do it. I just feel like Palpatine with the fucking lightsaber. It's treason, then. Just
But there's enough of a distinction made where I think
worlds like Palpatine.
Oh, I could do Palpatine's voice right now, but it would destroy what is left of my voice.
it'd be fine if I separated them. Another common point made in the favor of Shadow is that if he's relative to Sonic stat-wise, he could always...
I feel like...
This guy started talking, I swear to God, I thought that was Phoenix.
Okay, you know what? Hold on. Frontier Sonic versus Doomwing Shadow is closer than you think. Bullshit, but
now you'll let me...
we'll quickly check it out, see what...
Unless it's freaking base form Sonic, then I'd understand.
First off, we're going to look at the skill sets for both Sonic and Shadow from the relative games Sonic Frontiers and Shadow Generations. Starting off with Sonic, as I said earlier, Sonic Frontiers introduces the skill tree, in which Sonic is able to get multiple skills throughout the game to fight both the enemies.
It's gameplay mechanics. Sad face.
When is it appropriate to use gameplay and analysis?
Well, it's like... I don't know. I feel like it would be... Well, it's like, I feel like the shit in the skill tree doesn't really matter much. But... I'm curious to see what...
Did you ever upgrade the skill tree when playing Frontiers?
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I upgrade the skill tree until I get the, Fuck, what's the ability? The one where he, like, fires projectiles out of his dick. The one where he, like... It's like where you jump and you hold the left trigger. And he just, like... He kind of, like, just kicks.
Does that cyclone?
Yeah, he does, like, the kicks and does, like, the range attack. I get that one. I get... the one where you hit them once or twice and then you hold the A button and he does, like, the upward spiral. Because that's really good. And I couldn't tell you what the other one is. I just don't play Sonic Frontiers all that much. Oh, no. Oh, bollocks, what's it called? I don't remember what the fucking attacks are called. I'm fairly certain it's the one where... I'm fairly certain you get this attack when you level up. It's the one where you see people using it all the fucking time in boss fights, where, like, there's, like, a pause, and then it's, like, a really big spin, and it makes, like, a really high-pitched sound. Like the... It sounds like...
Cyclone spin that he does?
Yeah, like Cyclone Spin. I like that one. I think the spiral that I described, I think that's the one that you get when you go to Ares Island. I think. Because with Kronos Island, you get the counter with the spin dash. With Ares, you get the Cyclone. And then with Chaos, you get the cross spin, or the cross chop, or whatever it is.
I do give Shadow a lot of credit, and I do believe he has a fighting chance if there were a scenario where Frontier Sonic was to go against Doom Shadow. I just think Sonic's overwhelming abundance of attacking techniques in this game just makes it a bit too hard to give Shadow the W. I would love if someone could animate this fight. I think even just from a visual standpoint, seeing them go head to head like that would be really, really cool. But guys, let me know your...
Sonic's dead. See, like...
I'm still calling bullshit. Fucking Sonic survived that.
But that's the thing, it's like, he can... He's goated. He can... For some reason, that just made him so damn strong.
Yeah,
see the
plot armor.
He doesn't have plot armor. I hate that argument so much. Oh wow, a character did something really cool. He automatically has plot armor. It's like, yeah, that's totally how that works. No, I think.
How the fuck else would he survive that? There's no way he's that durable.
He gets knocked out for like an entire evening, or like whatever. He gets knocked out for ages.
Knocked out? He should be dead.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, I feel like Doomwing Shadow versus, like, base Frontiers Sonic with, like, the Cyber Corruption. I think that's a more interesting fight. I just think that when you bring Super Sonic 2 into the matchup, you just... It becomes such a mismatch.
And I personally don't think that's really fair, because why should Sonic be allowed the Chaos Emeralds and Shadow does?
Well, that's the thing. Give them both the Chaos Emeralds. Like, Super Shadow with Doom Powers versus Super Sonic with Cyber Corruption. It's like, do that. That's fair. But it's like, if you bring
Cyber Corruption, though, yeah, sorry, I was going to ask, isn't the Cyber Corruption more like a handicap to Sonic?
Okay, so the Cyber Corruption amps Sonic, but only in small quantities. So as the game goes on, he absorbs so much that it starts to weaken him. But as far as I'm aware, at least, it doesn't weaken Super Sonic. It only weakens base Sonic. As far as I'm aware.
I know, like, because from what I remember, it got to a point where the Cyber Corruption nearly killed.
Yeah. I'm fairly certain that Super Sonic is, like, unfazed by the Cyber Corruption. He doesn't really seem to be affected by it. But Sonic, like, especially in Chaos Island, like, you see Sonic, like, holding his head, like, with his idle animation, because he's like in pain. But yeah, I feel like that's more interesting. It's just when you bring in like Super Sonic 2, it's like, oh yeah, Shadow's fucked. It's like, even Hypersonic, it's like, if you want to be like a hypothetical Frontiers Hypersonic, it's like, yeah, Shadow's fucked. It's like, because he doesn't really have a hyper form.
Yeah, hyperform doesn't exist, and I don't think it's ever coming back.
The Corruption only amps Sonic in Final Horizons because he trains to use it. Yeah. Like, he basically trains himself to, like, be amped by the super... Which is bullshit, by the way. I don't know how you can do that. That's like getting amped by COVID-19. It's like, how the fuck do you train to do that?
I also mentioned that the whole final part of Final Horizons is complete bullshit. Because you gotta fight through the fucking boss gauntlet with a set number of rings.
I'm just gonna be completely honest. I hate that.
It's probably the reason why I never went back to finish Final Horizon, because it's such bullshit. I don't even know if they patched it or not.
No. You have to beat Giganto, Wyvern, and Knight with level 1 Sonic with 400 rings. It's so... What were they thinking? I don't know, man. It's just... Riff, should I get a Steam Deck or an Xbox ROG Ally? I mean, if you're thinking of getting a ROG Ally, you may as well just get a ROG Ally X. Because that's like the PC version. Like, not the Xbox one, it's like the PC one. That's probably better than both of them, but it is very expensive, the ROG Ally X. Maybe the Steam Deck. I don't know.
I gotta leave right now because I gotta go and eat. So see you later, Riff.
Yeah, no worries, dude. I mean, the ROG Ally X. The ROG Ally for the Xbox. I've heard it is very good. It's just because obviously I'm a PC gamer, so if it was me, I'd say Steam Deck. But you know, it is what it is.
Thoughts in the comment section down below. Who do you think takes the W?
Time, which lets Sonic turn enemies into rings, which Shadow
who can look into Sonic's heads and read his memories, and he states that in comparison to anyone he's ever faced before, his power may as well be infinite in comparison, meaning that Cybersonic, by defeating this guy, would be far, far stronger than pretty much anything we've seen in the series. But would this make him strong enough to defeat Black Doom Shadow?
I feel like we've watched this now. We've watched this enough. We kind of get the point. Oh man. Why Sonic vs. Shadow is a stupid debate. Yeah, fuck it, why not? Hopefully people can wake up and realize the truth. Eh, fuck it, I'll subscribe to him anyway.
Sonic versus Shadow, mainly because most of the time they seem to be equal, and the creators themselves stated that they are around the same level in terms of power, which I disagree. I do think there is a winner to this, and
I agree.
Stated several times who I think the winner is, but I just want to state it here. I'm going to list several things of why this debate is just like stupid.
Such a fire image, by the way. I love that.
Now, just to clarify who I think wins, I think Sonic mopped Shadow, like, body.
Agreed.
He's in pretty badly. Honestly, it feels like Sonic is leagues above Shadow. Honestly, it never felt like they were equal in my opinion. So let me just list a bunch of reasons why this debate is stupid. The first reason is that it's kind of an outdated debate. It's not really an iconic debate. It's not like Goku or Vegeta or Naruto versus Sasuke, Ichigo versus Aizen.
Slight criticism to this video, turn the feckin' music down.
I don't watch One Piece, so.
Or turn your own volume up. That would be my recommendation.
No, Aang versus Zuko. Sonic the Shadow has the same issue of rivals that the other ones have that I mentioned before. Is that they used to be equal. Actually, though, Ichigo versus Aizen are pretty equal now. But the other ones, they used to be equal. They used to be actually good fights. But now, one character completely dominates the other. For example, people still debate Goku versus Vegeta. Goku is leagues above Vegeta. If you read the manga, you know why. Naruto versus Sasuke. Naruto is leagues above Sasuke.
I love how honest the guy is. He's like, yeah, I have no footage of these guys fighting. At least you're honest.
Always do that debate, but it's pretty obvious who the winner is. And
holy shit, 720 views in 2 hours. Mate, my video is popping off.
Unfortunately, Sonic...
Chat, do you guys want me to make that a video? I will debunk the idea that Sonic and Shadow are always equal. I will debunk that if you want, in a video. I'll be like, yeah, let me go through every single example and show that they are not equal. Like, I will do that. That's actually such a cool video. I will do that right now. Not now, obviously, but I will do it. I will debunk the idea that Sonic and Shadow are equal. Why Sonic and Shadow was never equal. Or were never equal, I guess. Because they weren't. Like, genuinely. It's like, they genuinely were never equal. Like, basically every single fucking game, they're not equal. When were they ever equal? That's actually that's a more interesting topic. I guess Adventure 2? But even then, they're kinda not. Heroes? No. Shadow the Hedgehog? No. I guess Sonic Prime, but even then, I think Shadow's above Sonic in that show. Not Prism Sonic, obviously, but like base Sonic. It's so goddamn difficult. Were they ever equal? Like, genuinely. Like, that's something that's so funny. I'm like, they're literally never equals. Yeah, this is a fantastic video idea. I'm gonna do this. You guys have convinced me.
Sonic has beaten Shadow several times. The times that Shadow has beaten Sonic, either it wasn't canon or there was context to the fight. Also, if you bring up anything from Shadow the Hedgehog and just slow, that entire game wasn't even canon, only the last story was canon. Every time they fought, Sonic has won! I don't even want to hear anyone mention Sonic X at all. If I thought Silver beat Sonic because of Sonic 06, obvious that Sonic was holding back during the Silver fight. He did not want to hurt him.
Yeah, and he still beat him. That's the thing, it's like Sonic still beat him. That's the hilarious thing.
I'll give it you too. Pretty sure the creators themselves. The hero ending.
Yeah, it's like one is either stronger than the other. It's like they've never ever been equal, outside of statements.
Is the canon part of that fight. It basically means that Sonic was holding back and Shadow was putting out all the moves. You see in that level, Shadow was using all of his power-ups. Sonic was just homing attacking it the entire time, and he still won. And Sonic Heroes.
Yeah, that's more gameplay, but I mean, fair enough.
Sonic beat Shadow again. Generations. Sonic beat Shadow again. I just have a feeling that the writers just don't like Shadow. Because even in spin-offs, Sonic is just leagues above it. Like Boom Rider Lyric.
Is he? I mean, I guess to an extent. I feel like Sonic is below Shadow in the Shadow the Hedgehog game. And he's also below Sonic in... he's below Shadow, sorry, in Shadow Gens. Because of the Doom powers, obviously. That's pretty much it. Maybe Sonic Colors on the DS? They kind of imply that Shadow's above Sonic. Boom Shadow? Well, no, because even Boom Shadow lost to Sonic. In the Rise of Lyric game, specifically. In the show, obviously, Shadow's stronger than Sonic.
They fought. Sonic, like, destroyed it. We don't like to jump on Sonic. Honestly, I feel like the movie is gonna have that same issue where they do this thing where Sonic beats him at the end of the game.
Well, that take aged pretty poorly. Sonic got destroyed by Shadow in the movie. Okay, Shadow... And that's another thing. Even in the movie, Shadow was leagues above Sonic. That's another YouTube short I'm gonna make. Movie Sonic versus movie Shadow is not close. Because either Super Sonic is above Super Shadow, or base Shadow bullies base Sonic.
I hope they don't do him dirty in the movie. I mean, they did Knuckles right, so I hope Shadow's done well.
Motherfucker, they did Knuckles dirty in that film.
Another reason why that argument is stupid, they don't really show Shadow that much anymore. Like, when they show Sonic's turn, Shadow isn't really shown that much. For example, the last time Shadow was playable in a Sonic game was Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. That was almost 16 years ago. You see the point I'm trying to make here? After 06...
I mean, I agree with his comments, but like, it's not really a Shadow exclusive issue. It's more of just like an issue with every character, because they just made Sonic the only playable one. And that's something that I really wish Forces did. It's like, technically he is wrong. Technically Shadow was playable in Sonic Forces, but he was basically just a Sonic clone with a better homing attack. Like, he didn't really have much.
He didn't even show up in the beginning cutscene. After Generations, Shadow was in Forces. He has his own playable story. That's DLC. It's okay, I guess. They don't really show Shadow like that anymore.
Also, chat, what do you think about this? Playing as Shadow in Green Hill Zone is one of the most cursed things. It would be like, why do you put Shadow in one of the most happy zones? Like, fuck Shadow. Make him miserable. The writers do. The writers just can't make Shadow happy.
They didn't even show over Sonic Frontiers.
It's like playing Shadow Unleashed is hilarious, because you basically see Shadow be happy all the time. It's so weird. Like, Shadow has to be miserable, no exceptions. And it became a running joke in that stream where we were just like, nope, skip the cutscenes, he's happy. Nope, Shadow can't be happy. Nope, never.
Amy and Knuckles are confirmed characters, like in cutscenes. Thank Christ. Classic Sonic's not there. I don't have an issue with Classic Sonic.
Chat, how mad would the Shadow fanboys be if Classic Sonic was to beat Shadow? Like, that would just cause World War III.
Yeah. You just stop putting him in the bottom side. But you're probably thinking, David, what if Shadow took off his rings after we demolished Sonic? You don't think Sonic will find a plan to figure out how to beat Shadow? Sonic has outsmarted him several times. And Shadow has stated to have an IQ of 200 in Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. Which would make his IQ either relative or higher than Shadow's. So I don't think that really matters. Sonic could just dodge all of his attacks. He could wait till Shadow runs out of energy and then just one shot. It's a silly question in my opinion. It just doesn't make any sense to debate.
I mean, I don't really like this guy's mic quality, but I agree with his points.
Who can look into...
I agree with his points, at least. I just think his mic quality is not the best, unfortunately. Are you gonna do a Sonic Boom live stream? Oh, I feel like I would have so much fun with Boom Rise of Lyric. I would have so much fun breaking that game. Chat, if they do a project Rise of Lyric, I will be blown away. I will play that game if they do Project Rise of Lyric. No idea how they would do that shit, but if they did, that would be awesome. But yeah, with that being said though, guys, best video ever. I agree. Are you going to do the other campaigns in 06? Maybe, if I ever feel like pain. But yeah, we've pretty much done everything for today, so I think I'm going to head off for tonight. I think we're going to end the stream. So, with that being said though, guys, I appreciate everyone being here. Thank you for bearing with my very fucked voice. It's still not 100% better yet, but it feels nice being out of bed and doing something that I usually do, that being making content on YouTube. It feels good. And I want to thank guys in chat for the super chats, the donations, as well as the gifted memberships. You know who you are. You're all awesome. I very much appreciate it. If you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel, all the rest of it. Join the Discord server where we talk about literally anything. My New Year's resolution is to be more active in my server, so I will try be around a lot more. But yeah, with that being said, I'm going to get some rest. I won't be live tomorrow because there is a work party, which should be fun. But yeah, I'll be streaming almost every day now because it's my holiday. So take care, guys, and I will see you all very soon. And before we go, the puffer obviously wants to say goodbye, so... But yeah, take care, guys, and stay warm, stay safe. It's fucking freezing, and yeah, see you later.